Good morning. Welcome to Fallawsophy. I'm your host, Jennifer Fallaw, and today I got a little bit of a Jentel update for you. And then, of course, we'll do some readings. And then we will, I don't know what else I want to do. It's Halloween week. Maybe I'll tell you some paranormal stories if you want that and have a little fun. So yesterday I put out this week's Jentel interdimensional meditation for 10/27/25. That is in written form on Fallawsophy on Telegram. That is my channel. If you'd like to go there, that's where I put everything that I think is relevant and any shows information that I get. So you're going to want to follow that channel. There is a chat group attached to that. And if you want to comment on something on the channel, then someone will send you a link to join. So yesterday, go back to that. Yesterday, in the Jentel Interdimensional Meditation, 6th Level of Heaven, Jesus and the Archangel team, we got some RV news and some coming in the news. Michael spoke yesterday, and he said all teams are ready for Tier 4B to begin. For the exchange centers, we await an announcement in the Middle East. Best estimate is Wednesday into Thursday. Currency rates are ready and present on the back screens. They are running out the clock, and I don't know what the clock is. Coming in the news, we had alarms sound, wind reduction. I'm hoping that's the hurricane. I'm hoping it dies down a little bit. Cliffs crumble. Shutdown continues. We've already got Jentel confirmation coming in on that. Oil on fire, oil wells, short, metals, and industry. That's coming. Nothing to see here. And games canceled. So this morning when I asked, I got very little. Our timeline was Wednesday into Thursday, best estimate. And it looks like I was asking about when we're going to get notifications. It might just be the announcement in the Middle East. So this morning when I asked, where are we at? Is anything changed from the Jentel? And he said, one more day, Gabriel did. And he said, IMF. Shortly after that, a friend of mine sent me information about someone else putting that information out. So we could be looking at Friday. Oh, TNT Tony put out, IMF has confirmed and now agrees with CIA info. Nothing's going to happen before the 30th. Enjoy your day. Got that right after I got my information. You could believe me or not, but I don't lie. Got angels and Jesus watching me. I'm serious about that. But that's pretty good. That's pretty good confirmation on that. So one more day. IMF has something to do with it. And that is probably the announcement out of Iraq. So I feel like they keep flip-flopping with the plan on how they're going to roll this out. IMF is the International Monetary Fund. I think they are going to go with announcement in the Middle East. That'll give us some time word to spread. I think that gives us our RV window for 4B. I'd say as soon as we see that, we should get notifications immediately and get the ball rolling and everyone's scheduled to get in there and get 4B done. So at this point in time, we're still good. One more day. It would be complete poetic justice, wouldn't it, to do this on the dark side's Christmas, Halloween? That would be awesome, actually. That's a good story. I mean, I can't deny that. But let's get this done. All right? Tired of reporting on it. Like to move on to other things. But I'm not giving up till we get there. I am not leaving you. All right? We're all in this together. We are where we are today. And all we have is the current moment. And we look forward to the future. So, one more day. Looks like Friday for that. And that's all I know at this time, unless anybody wants to ask me any questions about it later. And that's Jentel for today. Thoughts over coffee. I have no thoughts today. It's crazy. It's like I felt almost sick the last few days. Like my throat was almost sore. I mean, my stomach almost hurt. Weird. Took an Ivan. Fine now. Thoughts over coffee. Well, let's see. We are in Halloween week, which is, we do fun Halloween over here. We do cute Halloween. We don't get into all the gory and the death and the tragedy and all the terrible demons and stuff. Decorations. Not that we're so religious, but a long time ago, let's see, I think the kids, it was when Brett and I first got together. I think it was 2014. Kids were in elementary school, middle school. And combining our family, 2 boys, 2 girls, which is broken up now. But so we had a big Halloween party for the kids at my house. And, of course, the boys were involved, so everything had to be gory. It had to be terrible. I mean, we just decorated. I mean, I had an entire graveyard in the front of the house. And just terrible. I mean, hands coming out of the ground, severed this and that, and clings on the windows and smeared blood on the walls. I mean, it was terrible. It was terrible. The boys really got into it. Anyway, I didn't think anything of it. It's all fake. It's all stuff we got at the dollar store or Walmart or whatever. And the kids always really got along well. My house is always a peaceful one. Everybody got along, didn't have any problems. And then I noticed after the party, of course I didn't do the work and take everything down. It just sat there. But about a week after the party, everybody just kept fighting with each other. I mean, Brett and I too, and we didn't fight at all at that time. And everybody I couldn't understand it, and I was praying, talking to the angels and stuff. And one day I was sitting on the front porch. Everybody was at school, middle of the day. And I'm sitting there wondering, like, what the hell is going on? Like, why? How can I fix this with everyone? Why is this happening? And so then I was asking the angels, and I saw, mind's eye. I saw Michael really clear in the front yard. And when I see that, it's almost like a hologram. Comes and goes. I tune in and out, in and out. And he's walking around, and they're funny. It looks like he kicks the severed hand coming out of the ground, and he says, "Why do you have all these things in your yard?" Of course, he knows everything. I mean, he's just trying to teach me something. And I said, "I don't know. We had the Halloween party, and he says, this you are inviting negative entities into your home. You are showing them when they pass by that this is acceptable in your home." And I'm like, I never even thought about it. I didn't think there would be that many walking by. And so what he taught me is that they're everywhere. You're not going to see them. You're not going to know them. People have attachments that influence. The way that evil gets to people is by they'll get into your mind and they'll remind you of every reason you have to be mad. Irritate everything. Aren't they irritating? Let's fight with them. They egg people on in their own mind and create conflict, and that swirls and generates more negative energy, and now everybody's miserable and fighting, and it's a big problem. And so I'm like, I never even thought about that. Well, what do I do? Like, I spent so much money on all this stuff, I can't just throw it away. So then here's me. I'm like, okay, like how am I going to do this? So I clean up the whole yard. And then I'm like, Brett's going to like give me crap if I throw all this stuff away. And so I put it in like white trash bags, like double trash bagged everything. Went and put it in like bins and lids and put it in the garage over in the corner. I threw it away eventually, but I just cleared it all away and asked God to bring peace back into my family and my home. And everybody stopped fighting. It was the craziest thing. I can't deny it. It worked. It worked. People get so wrapped up in their own emotion and things that are really unimportant. And they don't realize that, yes, these thoughts, these emotions are in your mind. They're in there. But if there wasn't some shadow figure that just happened to walk in or find you at work or at school or at the grocery store or wherever that stands off 3 feet away and just, evil is intrusive. Divine is not. They will get into your mind and they will use your emotion and your all your pain and all your suffering against you and create more despair in your life until you become aware of it. You ask for the help, you ask for the guidance. God, help me. In each situation, it doesn't take long. It's just, your own close personal relationship with God. You just say, hey, all right, God, this is how I talk to God. God, this is probably not okay, but I'm feeling mad right now, and I'm feeling angry, or I'm feeling jealous, or I'm feeling, used, or I'm feeling whatever. Help me see clearly in this situation before I act. And children aren't going to do that. They're just going to act on impulse. And if you've got bad guys running around in your house, they'll influence the children No, don't do your chores, and now the parents are mad, and oh, push your sister down or whatever, you know, be nasty to your brother, just whatever, and it's this a snowball effect that will continue on throughout the household, and it can happen and keep going for days. That's why we cleanse the house, we cleanse people. Nobody has any idea what's really going on. Um, but you have to think about what you're inviting into your home. Around the same time, we stopped. Well, Katie didn't, and I can't stand it. She still watches horror movies. I'm like, why are you watching that? Can you think about the people that make the horror movies and who's talking to them? Energy knows no bounds. It comes through the screen. It comes through the walls. It's mind to mind transfer. It's coming through the horror movie into your house. You ever turn on a scary movie and everything's fine? You turn on a scary movie and all of a sudden your house is haunted and you hear all these things and everything. It's not just your mind playing tricks on you. You're inviting these things into your home. And now, do we walk around panicked like, oh my God? No. We just take control of the situation and say, we do the psychic protection that I taught you. God, send me your light, blast your home, call in for angels, pray. No evil can enter here. We do things like that. And even then, somebody who lives in the home who's not doing any kind of psychic protection and comes home from work, they can have something follow them home, especially mediums. It's not always earthbound spirits. Okay? So Halloween can be fun, but it doesn't have to be an invitation for evil to come and live in your home and screw up everything that's going on with your family and your life and your health and everything else. I mean, the longer these things stay with people and in the house, people will start to get illnesses, a really bad infestation. Pets can die. People can get divorced. And people will comment, "Oh, I don't understand what happened. Everything was fine, and then one day everything just changed." Well, we have to resist temptation. That's why we were taught that. It's not so much temptation to eat or to cheat or to do all these things. It's the mental cue. Hey, why don't you take all your aggression out on your wife today? All that stuff that happened at work? Yeah. Or why don't you, start bitching at your husband as soon as he walks in the door and tell him everything, it's his fault. Everything's wrong in your life is his fault. Or, as soon as the kids come home happy, why don't you start screaming at them about their room? These are the suggestions that the dark side will make to control you through your own mind. So what we do, we have complete power over that. We don't have power over other people. We can lead by example. We can cleanse the house and cleanse everybody else, call Archangel Michael in and Jesus, nothing flees faster than when you call the name of Jesus. Just telling you. You do everything you want, but divine will never interfere with your free will. Evil always will. Always. And that's the difference. So when we have these thoughts, these angry thoughts, these jealous thoughts, these controlling thoughts, we have to resist the temptation to act on that thought. And like I always say, catch the ball when evil throws it to you. Okay? So you can still enjoy Halloween. It can be fun, enjoy the harvest time, the fall time, but Put up your shields of protection. Pray for protection. I mean, what is it that you are encouraging? When these dark spirits pass by, and there's spirits everywhere. There's good guys, there's angels everywhere. There's a whole lot that we don't see. Who's invited in your home? Who's allowed in your home? And how do we resist catching that ball that's thrown at us? Well, just stop for a minute. Does that make sense to you? How would you like to spend the rest of your evening? I mean, do you want to like throw all your negative energy on everybody that walks through the door? Do you want to do that at work? You're doing it to yourself. Yes, there may be things that are weighing on your heart that you'd like to discuss, but that's never a time. You should never do that when you're angry. Talking things through like my mother, she did this. Mom would put us in our room. Yeah, I hated this. But we'd get in trouble. Everybody get in trouble. Now everybody had to go to their room. Little kids, okay? And she was going to come in later. It was the 80s. Don't judge her. With like this flat wooden spoon and like give us a spanking. All right. Which was basically like, all right. Now, never hurt, ever. But what hurt the most, she would send us in the room and wait for it. You know, sometimes it was a half an hour, all the kids in the same room sitting on the bed. I don't know. What do you think's going to happen to us? What's she going to do? I mean, like how bad do you think it is? And then there's Randy over there in the corner, my big brother. He's like, well, when she comes in here and she's going to spank you, laugh at her. That's a good idea. Yeah. Yeah, Randy. Perfect. That didn't work out well. But, so we would wait for the punishment. And I asked my mom later on in life, I said, Mom, why did you do that? Why not just take care of it right away? She goes, because I was angry. She goes, I didn't want to punish you or make a decision when I was angry. I had to go away and calm down and then come in and handle it. And that's why when she came in, it was always like nothing. It was like, all right. And we're little, and she's going to give us a spanking. She's, we got jeans on. She's just like, pat, pat, pat. All right, now, don't do that again. So it was better to wait. When we had time she's over there resisting temptation. She's resisting the thoughts that are being sent to her by whatever was floating around. Yeah, why don't you go beat the hell out of those kids? Or why don't you go restrict them? Or why don't you go take their favorite toy away? Or why don't you make a huge deal out of this? She would go and take some time, probably talking to God over there in her mind, thinking, all right. It's not that big a deal. I'm going to calm down. And so when she went in there, she already refused to take the cue from the dark side to react violently or to overreact, and to turn it into something really bad. And then after that, she'd always sit down and tell us where we went wrong and how she loved us and, hey, let's go have a snack or whatever. It was not serious punishment from Mom. She's just too loving. The woman is like a shining ray of light. But I remember her doing this. I haven't always done the same thing with the kids. My kids, though, they don't stop. I'd start yelling to be heard, or something. So, but after a while, I learned, you know what, this is ridiculous. It's not doing any good. I mean, it's not effective. It'd be better if I just sent everybody to their room like my mom did and wait. So I found myself doing the same thing. But that's one way taking a step back. Not for a very long period of time. You can't wait too long on anything. If you wait too long, it's like, well, that was days ago. Now everybody's over here miserable for days, wondering when's the bomb gonna drop. We don't do that. That's control. But the moral of the story here is that that's one way to resist temptation. The veil is very thin right now. Things are going to walk into your house. You're not even going to know they're there. You're just going to notice that, God, everything's just getting negative real fast around here. What the heck? Katie, yesterday. Faith's pretty good at this. Faith gets followed home by earthbound spirits because she's such a strongest medium I've ever seen. She doesn't want to have anything to do with it right now, but someday, I'm telling you. She sees spirit straight on. First perception with her physical eyes, and it's solid, and it doesn't go away. And I have tested it out. It's not schizophrenia. I have tested it out with her. One time there was this, many times, but she comes to me down the hallway one time, and then I'll get back to Katie. And yesterday, I write that down because I wander off. All right, so one time, paranormal story. So I'm sitting on my bed in my room, relaxing after a long day's work. Faith comes in and she goes, "Mom, there's a man in the living room." I'm like, "What? Like, Mommy's got to get the hammer? There's a man in the living room? What do you mean?" And she goes, "No, it's a spirit." All right, let's go in there. So both her and I walk in there. And I have to tune in. I'll see an empty couch. And then I tune in, and there he is. And then I turn to her. It's gone. I tune back in. She sees it there the whole time. It's just, and so I see, probably about 30 years old or more. He's got a t-shirt on and shorts. He's got a bald head. And he's got tattoos up his neck. And he doesn't look happy. And he's staring at us. And so I see this. And I said, "He's bald?" And she said, "Yeah. And he's got tattoos on his neck." And I'm like, all right, we're seeing the same thing. It's been confirmed every time with her. It's amazing. So when Faith says she saw something, I don't argue. I got rid of it, but, crossed it over, but, so yesterday, that's what happens with Faith. She's pretty good. She doesn't really get attacked much, but Katie is such a super empath. She was telling me yesterday that she wants to have her own boutique someday. So I tell her, all right, go work at one and learn everything. Absolutely everything. So she's down there working at a high-end boutique down in downtown Coeur d'Alene. And she gets all these weirdos coming in there. It's a woman's shop. There's no reason for men to come in there. And she's beautiful. So this guy comes in the morning and is hitting on her. And it freaked her out because he's like 45 and she's like 23 and she's just, and she's at work, so she can't be rude, but she didn't know what to do. But he was creepy and she felt it around her. Then later on in the day, this 18-year-old guy clearly has mental problems coming in and telling her about, there's a dark presence in here. And, I need to remove this from you and stuff. And you need to accept this and that. And I'm like, you didn't accept anything he said, did you? She's like, no. And I'm like, oh my God. So she comes home all upset. And, she called me and she was walking through the parking lot to get to her car. And so, and she's telling me the story and I'm like, okay, well, I got to cleanse Katie. So I cleanse her in the car. 3 different shadow figures behind her in that car. after just one day at work. If she hadn't told me a story, she would have walked in, they would have been in the house, because they can come through your bubble of protection on the will of another. And if they're speaking to her mind, and this guy that walked in, the 18-year-old, he was pulling out every insecurity that she has, every fear that she has, and addressing it. I feel like you have anxiety about this, and you have this, and then the Lord is telling me this. No, he's not, dude. That's not the Lord talking to you. Divine does not intrude on your privacy. Dark side does. So I had to cleanse her in the car on her way home, get rid of those things. Otherwise, if she hadn't told me, they would have walked right in the house. And I'm pretty sure, she probably would have got mad at her sister, and they would have started fighting and everything else. So this is how this happens. If you're not aware of it. You don't have to know really how to cleanse yourself, but you can ask for that. Jesus, come to me, cut all the cords of attachment. Let me be clean. You put up your shields, your bubble of light. God, send me your light. Push it out throughout the house. See it in your mind. It's creating this mirrored bubble, and say, stay. No evil can enter here. It's prayer. It's communication. But it's just being active in your own protection. When you get a hint like, wow, I was doing fine, and then that person walked in, and now I'm just all negative. I'm just thinking about everything, that ever happened to me, and why I hate people, and all this stuff. Well, you probably have a little shadow figure stand. They're not attached to you yet. What they're trying to do is get in your head so they can, because you look like a nice fresh battery for them to plug into and start draining your life force energy. They cannot remain in this dimension without a host for long. Yes, I do not consent. I reject all evil. Announce it to God. Jesus, colon, Archangel Michael, cleanse me. Don't get crazy about it and be like, I'm going to constantly attack. We don't want to have that mindset either. You want to walk around like a spiritual badass with the mindset is, I walk with the lion. You better run. That's the kind of attitude you need to have. Okay? Trust. Trust in God. Trust in the power of the light. But you have to reject the negative cues, because that's what they're going to do. As soon as you start churning away in your mind, oh, that's right. Yeah, when I was 16 years old and my sister did that to me, I'm going to call her and I'm going to tell her exactly what I think about her. No. No. You also have angels with you. They are everywhere with every person. And you can pray for your children and everybody, and send more angels to them all the time for their healing, for their help, for their protection. This is why we pray for people. So the veil is very thin this year. We've got a giant hurricane in the southeast, and something about that energy, that swirling energy, makes the veil even thinner. And I don't know how to explain that, but that's what I'm getting. So we've got all kinds of things running around this week. It would be perfect if we started the RV on Halloween, just as a slap in the face to the dark side. That'd be cool. Let's do that. But just be aware. They will use your fear, your anxiety, your anger against you. And once you catch that ball and you start thinking about it, now they're in. Now they're in your mind. And that's going to, the longer that goes on, that's going to lower your vibration. Because if you're vibrating high and you're bright, it's kind of like a bug zapper. They're like, it's unacceptable. I'm going to stand off for about 3 to 5 feet away and send suggestions into their mind. And let's lower that vibration so I can attach to them and start really using them. So, that is why Jesus told us to turn the other cheek. That is why he told us to love our enemies. That is why he told us to do all these things. It wasn't just like, oh, be sweet and obedient and be good little children. No, it was because he knew that that's what you have to do. He had been tested too. Okay? Doesn't have anything to do with religion. It has everything to do with energy. And if we're moving forward to have a better life and to hopefully create more of a heaven on earth someday, well, we gotta act like it. How are your behaviors affecting the people around you? I mean, is somebody giving to you? Is somebody kind to you? Do they hope that you'll give back? That they'll receive from you too, and you ignore them, or you ghost them, or you choose to take and not give? That's creating misery in somebody else. Also understanding when you're overgiving is because overgiving can help make you feel is depleting. Some people will be like energy vampires. Doesn't mean they're evil. It just means that they, especially you empaths out there, you'll experience this. Somebody will come around whenever is convenient for them, and possibly someone you care about, and they'll seek your counsel, your love, your help, your assistance, whatever it is, and it boosts their vibration. They get a nice, that recharges their battery, and then they're off. They dump all their negative crap on you. And they don't care. They're not appreciative. And they just leave you there. So what you can do, and that's happening a lot lately. I've heard it from a lot of people. Okay. So instinctively, people will dump this negative energy. And you're an empath, and you're a nice little sponge, and you're going to suck it right up. Okay. Empaths will eventually push that energy out clean. That is why people come to you. Because they come to you and they walk away and they feel great. And you feel heavy. Empaths are the energy cleaners of the world. They are made differently. Most humanitarian spirits are empaths. That's why they're humanitarian. What you can do in that situation after you have helped somebody is not be selfish and retaliate and yell and scream and say, you haven't given to me and I'm tired of this and I'm not going to help you anymore, whatever. Yeah, you can stop giving too much. But you can cleanse your own sponge. Okay? So, the way you do this, empaths do it naturally, but what they'll find is they tend to be very social people, but then they'll retreat for a few days and they're like, that's enough, man. I've had enough. I've had enough with people. So what you do is you can get rid of this nightly so that you don't have to have those periods of time where you feel like you have to run and retreat. All right, so this is what you do. Before you go to bed at night, or anytime you need it, simply say, God, send me your light, okay? Picture the light coming down through the crown chakra into your body to right here, to the heart chakra, and let it just imagine yourself just blaring just bright, like the sun. Okay. And say, God, let me be clean. And then I want you to imagine all the negative energy that's in your body, in your energy field, going up where the light came from, into the white light of the Holy Spirit. And so you're cleansing it away quicker. And you don't need to take 3 days away from society because you hate everybody right now and you feel depleted. And then you can go to sleep and wake up feeling fresh. Sometimes when you help people that are in a dark place, or just anybody, nobody has any idea they have these attachments. They can try to attach to you. They can stick around, try to dwindle you down, give you nightmares while you're sleeping. You know, and it's all these mental suggestions. Oh, hey, yeah, remember how your husband said he was going to fix, the doorknob in the bathroom, but it's been like 6 months and he says he's going to get to it any day, but he doesn't. Why don't you just let's take tomorrow to fight with the husband about that. These are the suggestions they'll put in your head. They'll look through your mind to find anything that is a trigger. We want to resist that. Okay? You really want your husband to get something done, go and grab his tools and start doing something. Okay? They'll be there immediately. No, you don't touch the tools. Okay? Just start doing it yourself. Okay, so right now, remember, this is Halloween. We can enjoy the fun parts of Halloween. I put up little ghosts and we carve pumpkins and I give out candy and I think it's so cute. I just love it when little kids come by in their little costumes. I love that. It's funny, the 2 girls, I just love my babies. So they'll stand at the door. Katie's like this because she just can't stand it. She's just like, you're so precious. Oh, and she'll just give them one at a time. Oh, you want another one? You want to, oh my goodness, I just love your costume. You're so precious and so cute. Is that your brother? And she just talk to him and do this, and Face over here, like, she's like the same thing. She's like, oh my God, I love Halloween. Face just like handfuls, just throwing it in their bag. It's like, she's just like handfuls, throwing it in there. And I'm over there in the background, oh my God, look at you talking to the parents in the street and stuff. I just love it. I just love kids so much. So you can still have fun. Alchemize the negativity of the holiday into joy, into light, darkness into light. So everybody thinks, oh, it's such a negative holiday, and oh my God, it's so scary, and blah, 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 and they turn on the horror movies, and they do everything to be scared, okay? The girls and I turn it into a joyful reason to be kids again with each other. And, we'll carve pumpkins, we'll give out candy, we'll watch the cute little kid Halloween movie, SpongeBob. We'll do whatever you can to turn, just this light is just blasting, the house is blasted with light and happiness and joy and fun. Do that. Enjoy your holidays. You don't have to let go of them just because somebody says it's evil. No. You know what? This day is my day. Evil is not allowed in my house. Angels are allowed in my house, and I'm going to enjoy my time with my family and just blast the place with joy. Let's do that. That's how you're spiritual badass. All right, Gina, what's the problem in there? You said you give up. What's going on? Yeah, I'm going to do the questions. What time is it? I got till 11. Thank you for being there, Gina. Oh, and just fair warning. Anybody wants to come into my chat, start spouting negativity and stuff. When I got up, didn't have to do a show, came in here, asked the questions, did the hair, and trying to teach people how to be positive and move on, you're getting blasted. I'm not putting up with that. You want to come in here and complain? Nobody cares. Okay? You're in the wrong room. We're the group of people that keep everybody going. We embrace positivity. We are light workers. We are the future. And we're the ones that are going to go out there and make a better world for everyone else and show them how to do it. So if you want to come in here and try to put a damper on that with your negative comments, you're getting blasted and kicked out. Okay? Yes, ma'am. That's right. Anyway. All right. Start with your questions. I'll get over to Rumble. I'm reading from Rumble. Oh. On November 2nd, Sunday night at 5 p.m. Pacific. I know there's a time change. I'm going to post it. You'll know when I'm live if you subscribe, get notifications from this channel. We are going to have a monthly subscriber appreciation reading party fun time at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern on Sunday night the 2nd, and we're going to do that twice a month. So if you want to be, everybody can come. Everybody can comment. You can all hang out. Yes, I'll do Rumble Rants because I don't have any way to stop people from doing that. But on those shows, I'm going to be reading the questions as a thank you to my monthly subscribers, the people that subscribe $5 or more a month. I appreciate that. Right now during the live, you can become a monthly supporter, subscribe to this channel, and then it'll give you a little red castle, I believe, if you subscribe to the $5 a month. I'm building those up to have a little more security in my life. Straight commission over here. But I am appreciative of the people that do that for me. So you're gonna get perks. Okay? And I'm gonna make it fun, and we're all gonna hang out twice a month together and have a big reading party and talk and laugh and have a good time. So if you'd like to be part of that and get your questions read on those special shows, then please become a monthly supporter now. If you'd like to book a reading with me, a private reading, I do have openings next week. You can go to Fallawsophy.com. You can purchase and schedule from there. This is my website for healings and to reach Marcy Howell for a house cleanse or personal cleanse. If you notice all of a sudden everybody in your house is fighting and people are sick and everything's going wrong and things are breaking and, the dogs are running away and stuff like that, just get the house cleansed. Get everybody in it cleansed. Go to Marcy Howell. She's there. Email her after purchase. I do it as well. If you want me to do it, just get a healing. And then email me after you get the healing and tell me what you need. We're going to need information from you. All right. Let's do the questions. Oh my God. Oh, that is the grossest ad I've ever seen in my life. Oh my God. I can't stand that. When they do something like gross with the eyeball or there's some kind of, oh my God, I saw like holes in the hand or something. Oh my God. Ruined. Why? Why put gross ads up like that? All right. Okay, so I don't see very many questions here on Rumble. Oh, wait a minute. It just loaded. We got one Rumble rant. You guys go ahead and start your Rumble rants if you'd like a question. Okay. Thank you, Gina. I see you're keeping everybody in line in there. That's my girl. Kindred Mate RN. Hi, Jen. Love the messages. Has time frame for Mary and Stuart. And I purchasing the red roof prop. Oh, it was November. Okay, I see what you're saying. Has that changed? Yeah, a little bit. It has. I think we're into December, mid to late, or even after that. Yeah, it has changed. I think it'd still be available. Hi, Jen. This is Helen Barcel. Both my husband and I have major health issues. Will we both make it to med beds in time? Yeah. Both. You will. Apples and Magnolias. What a cute screen name. Hi, I'm Carrie. We're about to move to South Dakota for my husband's job. What type of work or projects do you see me doing once we get there? And when exactly do we get moved and settled there? Husband's job. Carrie Clark. So initially, I don't know exactly when. About a month or two. You're initially just getting settled, set up for a while, and then I see you writing something. I don't know if you're working on your planned project or there's a lot of writing going on. A lot of journaling. That's what I see. Montana Treasures, Betty here. Do you see me still exchanging in Helena? And has it changed to Kalispell, Great Falls? Or has it? Okay, why? Why would you think it would change? It's still in Helena. Karen, Patriot Nurse. Hi, Jen. Could you please tell me if my relationship will be repaired? She was like a sister to me. Her name is Lori. Just holding grudges. You would really have to come through with a heartfelt explanation about without see the worst thing you can do in a heartfelt explanation is start out with you did this and you did that. Tell it your perspective and your side of the story and how you felt and what your intentions truly were, because I think she thinks it's all intentional to hurt her. And I think if you clear that up, you can start this up again. Communication. Hi, Jen. Thank you for all you do. Can you see who my guide is and how I can get in contact? Well, you're always in contact with your guide. You just have to start listening. Tell your guide, I would like to increase the communication. Sometimes that what will happen there is angel numbers just start popping up. You'll say, oh, what was that? What's with the sequence of numbers I see all the time? Well, it's an effort to communicate with you. But guides communicate in a very close way. They've been with you since day one and until death. And they will, ideas will just pop up in your head. So the way to communicate with your guide better is to simply, let's get her a name. It's a girl. I keep hearing like Shifa or something. I'm trying to. Shifla. All right. Let's go with that. God and forevermore, when he reaches out to Shifla, he is speaking to his divinely appointed spirit guide and let no one else interfere with that communication. Now you're safe. Now you're safe. God's on it. All right. So when you communicate with her, say, I need help with this. I need to know this, please. Send me information about this. So you're working together on your life. She's going to be really happy about that. Do that. Okay. Hi, Jen. Sandy here. After my MedBed appointment, what will be my weight, height, and color of my hair? Well, it's going to be the natural color of your hair. I either heard 5'7" or 5'11". I don't know if you're tall. Weight. 140 pounds. Okay. And don't everybody have me start guessing your weight and stuff. I mean, that's really specific. I mean, I can do it, but it's boring. Hi, Jen. Do you see my exchange going well? Jody. Extremely well, Gabriel says. He's talking about separating your currencies in envelopes and not putting all the receipts, so that it's easier for them. You can put all the receipts and everything in another envelope, and they can look for it if they want to, if they have any questions. But they don't want it all together like that. Hello, Jen. I've joined as a monthly subscriber. Happy. I'm Linda Fossey, and I live in Ajijic Lake, Chapala, MX. But I'm in San Antonio, Texas, so I can be here for the RV. Tell me I'm not crazy. Well, the RV's real. That's what you're concerned about. I mean, you think over the last 5 years, the angels and God would have told me something because I was reporting on it before I had any currency. It's not just that I'm involved. Hi, Jen. This is his niece. How far do you see us going to do our exchange? Well, it's a little ways. It's between 40 and 50 miles or 40 and 50 minutes. Joshua Vigil here. Will I look similar to my grandpa Eddie Vigil I've seen in pictures after the MedBed appointment? No, you're going to look like you. You're going to look like you did when you were younger, when everything was not damaged. This is what's going to happen here. People keep asking me, like, can I become like a bionic person, or can, I be a foot taller, or can I, you wouldn't believe what men ask me. Anyway, what's going to happen here is they figured out a way to accelerate the vibration of energy, to put it into your body and give the body the energy it needs to heal itself. And it will. It will repair all the damage. It will regenerate itself. And then after that appointment, I'm sure I don't know if that intense injection of that energy for however long you're in there makes the hair grow back immediately. I kind of saw that. But over time, what's going to happen when your immune system is perfect and everything is clean, what's going to happen is the collagen it's going to start producing collagen under your skin again. You're going to start producing hormones again. The hair is going to start coming out again. You're going to get elastin back in the skin. It's going to tighten up again. So you're going to be completely fixed. And then they'll probably continue to look better and better and younger as time goes on. Darn it. I lost my place. There we are. Which week of November do you see me moving into my parents' house, Red Roof Inn? I'm anxious to move out of my situation. Tia. Third. Hi, Jen. Are the initial coin offerings that I've invested in for real with all its rewards and bonuses? Oh, are they for real? When will they flip? I don't really know what you're talking about. Someone asked Gabriel. They're for real. I don't know if it's all that that you expected. With the rewards and bonuses, when will they flip? February? January? Something like that. When will Shalita exchange currency and get married? I'm not going to do the currency exchange date. When will she get married? In the fall of 27. Heard that very clear. Holly Kennedy, every time I rumble rant, it takes the live feed away. Not sure if you saw my question or not, but I asked if one Zim note I have is good and if I will get humanitarian funding. It's good. Yes, but you're not in the first round of approvals. It might take like 4 to 6 months to hear about your approval, but you will get money from the Zim note, yes. Hi, Susan here. I live out in the middle of nowhere in North Dakota. Are you able to see how far I will have to travel for my appointment? 120 miles. 120 miles. Hey, Jen. Tebow, leaving 30th October to 2nd November for a break. Will he be safe and come back happy? Thanks. He will be safe. He will come back with a cold. I'll send him off with ivermectin. Hi, Jen. It's Karen Sin here. Can you see what is wrong with my sister Peggy's left leg? She had a hip replacement years ago, but this is more the back of her thigh. Very painful. Can't even stand. Okay. Karen Sinatra. Karen Sin. Peggy. She's got a lot of inflammation in the body. It looks like sciatica going all the way down the back of the leg. Pretty common. Dash Lady. Hello, Jen. Deb Meyer here. What time is it? All right, got to go in a little bit. How far will I have to drive for my RV appointment? And will my husband have a heart attack because he does not believe in this? He believes it's a scam. How far would she have to drive? It's like 20 minutes. How's the husband going to take it? I don't think you take him with you. I don't know how you're going to do that without him having a heart attack. He is kind of fragile with the blood pressure there. I would just ease him into it. Show him the paperwork. I don't know how you're going to handle that. I don't think he's going to have a heart attack and die, no, but it's just going to be quite a shock to him. So if you think that, maybe just calm him down, give him some chamomile tea or something. I don't know. Hi, Jen. How far do I have to travel to my redemption appointment? It's really like 15 minutes or 15 miles. Hi, Jen. Terry here. I've been doing what I consider to be a humanitarian project with my business since 2012. Good for you. Will this be approved as a project? Yes, absolutely. No, you're not going to get compensated for the last 13 years. Well, you could, I guess, I don't know. I guess you could pay yourself back. Yeah, you could do that. You're going to get a big fund to continue on with this work. That's up to you if you want to pay yourself back. In the humanitarian projects, you can start up earlier while you're waiting. Like if you were to get funds from the RV for somebody else and you want to go ahead and buy the property and get everything started and you're waiting on approval, when the approval comes in, the funding comes in, yes, you can pay yourself back for that. So it's just that's really just up to you. All right, guys, I'm going to get going. I got 2 more and that's it. You're welcome, Karen. Katrin K. here. When do you see me turning in my resignation? Katrin. Best possible or soonest time for that could be actually next week if everything goes well right now. Okay, guys, I got to get going. I got somebody in less than 15 minutes. Keep thoughts positive. Have fun with the holiday. Just be aware of okay, I was fine a minute ago, and now all of a sudden I'm reminded of something, or I'm very irritated all of a sudden. Why? Do I ask yourself? Do I have a reason to be irritated? What's with the change in attitude all of a sudden? And if you feel that, or you feel like a pain in the side of your head, or sometimes a real bad attachment, that's usually something that's been with somebody else for a long time, you'll actually kind of feel sick. Light down to the top of your head, blast it out in 360. Michael, take it away. Jesus, protect me. Do your psychic protection. I call it psychic protection because you're participating in this. People think of prayer as one-sided communication. That's really holding you back from a strong personal relationship, okay? You're always receiving divine guidance. Your prayers are always heard. Allow it in. If you're asking God to help you be happy and feel positive and move forward, and you continue to take the cues of the depressed and anxious and fearful thoughts that the dark side's standing around is just trying to corrupt you. You keep sending you keep churning away in your mind, and you're asking God, I want to be happy. God, I want to be loved. God, I want to be abundant. I want to be this and I want to be that. Your statement of creation is saying that I am not any of those things. And if you keep playing ball with the enemy and keep churning away those negative thoughts in your mind, he can't give it to you, because that would be interfering with your free will. Because your free will is saying, I'm busy right now believing all this crap and wallowing in my own misery and playing ball with the enemy. Turn away from it. God, thank you for the abundance. Thank you for the peace. Thank you for the healing. Thank you for this. Thank you for that. Now you're accepting it in. Now all your answered prayers are coming. Okay? All right, guys. I missed your Rumble rant, Weather Joe. I'm sorry, Joe. What do you want? Text me. All right? Everybody have a good day. I will be on tomorrow with Mike Barra. I'll try to get some more Jentel updates on Real News Live on Mike and Jen on Rumble. And then back again, hopefully, if all goes well, on Thursday on this show. Please subscribe. Become a monthly supporter. And next, on Sunday night the 2nd, we're going to have a little reading party and hang out together and have a good time. All right, guys. Have a great day. Bye.